we got a brand new imbalance patch happening in Marvel Snap. Find out what's going on as I hereby summon all my imps to join me on my adventures through Marvel Snap. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. So we got a brand new imbalance patch that's live as of today, and it's based on Avengers versus X-Men, and with the whole idea of the month, and the same idea that I did on the Saturday Snap on this last past Saturday for me, which if I had known, I would have done on this Saturday instead of last Saturday, but that's neither here or there. I'm going to go over a few things that concern me about this, and a whole lot of hope, and a one tiny warning about this. So first of all, the thing that kind of concerns me about this is just the fact that, first of all, it's only 1 week again, so there's not much of a chance for a lot of people to really build decks around this, because you could just play your normal deck and not worry about what's going on with this, because it's not running long enough for it to actually affect anything for you to try to create decks, make decks off of this. Secondly, the other thing that kind of worries me about this is the fact that it came out this Thursday when we just had the patch on Tuesday. So the patch on Tuesday, there's really no chance for us to see how good or bad that patch does with a lot of this junk data being thrown into it. Now, for the small warning on this, and then we'll go over all the hopes that I have with this. So, the small warning on this. So, if you want to know what cards you can play in this and what cards you can use in this for this particular event, you can type in the phrase AVX into the search bar, and it'll show every single card that you can use in this. Now, you can mix the Avengers with the X-Men, and it'll still work. And if you play down 4 X-Men at all, every single card that has an X-Men will get +1 in the rest of the game that you play down, or have already played down. With the Avengers, you have to have 3 at that location, and then whatever location you have gets +3. Now, to be warned about this, not every X-Men counts with this, and you gotta be incredibly careful because right now, there's this Team X-Men reward. So if you go into the shop, you'll see this thing that says Big Team X-Men with this Juggernaut on this. And if you buy this Juggernaut thinking it's gonna work for the X-Men and be a nice part for Team X-Men, it does not count because the Juggernaut is not considered an X-Men. However, the Team Avenger, which is the one right next down to it with the Hulk in it, is considered one of the Avengers for this event. But just a quick bit of warning that this Juggernaut here does not count towards the Team X-Men and does not count. And if you're trying to buy this, even though it says here Team X-Men, it's not one of the cards that's available to it. That's the only bit of warning that I'll give to this real quick. Now, for some of the stuff that I'd like to see in the future, as much as I enjoy the fact that you can now prove second dinner that you have the ability to make a tribe, I would like to see that going forward. I'd like to see the Guardians of the Galaxy get a tribe. Here's Star-Lord, and Star-Lord has been a joke. All the Guardians have been a joke going so far. So, if you can do a tribe mentality, which you've basically shown with this particular patch, I'd like to see Star-Lord get something like Guardians, where if you hit with Star-Lord, the Star-Lord still gets the +3, but then when you play the Groot down, the Groot has +1, and then if the Groot hits, the Star-Lord gets +1. So you could kind of have this rolling mentality of if a lot of yours hit, you get this gaining power. And don't want to just see little stuff that you do in the future. There's some ones that I'd like to see in the future that are beyond just stuff that you could normally think like tribes. As much as I like tribes, there's some interesting things I'd like to see. Like, for example, how much would it hurt? How much would it cost? How much would it break the game if Doctor Strange got the keyword of Sanctum Sanctorum, which just means that he can be played into Sanctum Sanctorum. Kind of like Jeff the Baby Land Shark works, where you can play him anywhere, but with Doctor Strange, he only can be played into Sanctum Sanctorum. It makes no sense that the person who is most known for Sanctum Sanctorum can't be played into Sanctum Sanctorum. It wouldn't break the game. It'd be a nice little thing. It's a lot of words to put on a card, or you could just put location Sanctum Sanctorum. It's 2 words: location Sanctum Sanctorum. And we're getting pretty heavy on the text with all this stuff. If you look at all this text, even on Doctor Strange now, you could put location Sanctum Sanctorum in way less space than this takes up. Another thing that I like to see is some of the other cards that you don't really see very often get some play. And some interesting things that you could have with the game going forward. Like, Paul Obsidian could have indestructible Soulstone, which means that if you play it on a location that's got a Soulstone, it gets the indestructible back. But you can still play it on a normal one-draw card, so it's not limited to Thanos, and I don't think it's that broken to get him indestructible at that point. Or, like, say, The Thing. The Thing is basically an unplayable card unless you play it in High Evolutionary. How about giving The Thing +4 if all the other Fantastic Four cards have been played? You could make that, and that'd be such an interesting thing. Play all Fantastic Four cards, and each one of the Fantastic Four cards gets +4. You play down Jean Grey. Jean Grey's not seeing any kind of play. And if you play down Cyclops in their same lane, then the regular Cyclops, even if you're not playing High Evolutionary, goes to High Evolutionary status. And maybe you make it so then you don't have to use the Jean Grey yourself. Only your opponent has to play there, not you. A nice power couple that you could have there. Wolverine. You play down Wolverine. You play down Colossus. Colossus then destroys Wolverine and destroys another card in reference to the fastball special. Cyclops gets one more destroy, so it gets a chance to get play. Wolverine gets more power because it gets destroyed, and you have a nice little combo that's not that broken and might see more play. You play Spider-Man, and you play Spider-Man 2099. So if you play down Spider-Man 2099 and then you play down the regular Spider-Man after it, if the Spider-Man pulls it into the Spider-Man 2099, it also gets destroyed. You can make stuff like this. These are interesting little things that can make the game more intense, more knowledgeable, more intriguing. And if you want to make it so that it's a different mode because you're tired of people, you know, like maybe not understanding what's going on and the game being too complex, then make a mode that's in balance mode where you can do stuff like this. Also, it's a perfect opportunity for you to do stuff with cards like Uatu, the Watcher. You put in the fact that the Watcher, if you're above 1,000 collection level, it now can see all locations. That way it's decent in the beginning game and teaches people about locations, and by the time you're collection level 1000, you know how stuff works, and then you could actually use this as a scouting card. Then stuff like the Watcher can come back into effect, and even stuff like Quicksilver can come back into play. And if it's too broken, if it's too out there, you can always take it back in the end. And you've always complained about how Hulkbuster gets too much play and destroy and not enough play and move. So why not add an ability to the Hulkbuster where if it gets put on a move card, if the auto reveal merges it to a move card, it gets +3. So then there's more chance that it might be played in a move deck and less chance that it's going to hurt on a destroy deck. It's just, I have such hope for what you're doing with this keyword. and I'd like to see it be used for more than just a quick event for an imbalance patch. As much as it's fun to do this, and as much as it's interesting to have this for a week, because it's only running for a week, I'm not sure how many people are even going to bother to make a deck out of it. So, those are my thoughts about what you can do with this going forward. And just another warning to anybody out there, the Juggernaut that is currently in the shop does not work for this event. Anyways, I want to thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember, play for fun.